Hello everyone. With the death of Osama bin Laden, I don't want to say a chapter is closed because really nothing has changed, but definitely a different approach to the way the United States handles the war on terror in a PR sense has happened. I'm not certain where they're going to go with this. I'm not certain who is going to become the big boogeyman, or if anyone is, if it's going to just be a general brown menace kind of thing. Who knows? But it would be nice if it wouldn't, but we will see what happens. The interesting thing about the way it was handled is that it offers little or no closure to the people of the United States. I think that is one of the reasons why we had the groups of people out in front of the White House and things like that cheering and waving flags. The difference here is that with a trial, we could revisit what happened on September 11th, go through it, go, okay, here is the person who is responsible and here's what we're going to do. Now assuming he was found guilty, which, who knows. Without a trial, we simply get the news that he's dead, and really they took it the best way they could, a declarative statement, and then turned away from it as far as the American public is concerned. Y'all have your reaction, we're done. So the rest of what they did was geared towards the rest of the world. By having him buried in a Muslim fashion, in accordance with Muslim tradition, they basically said, okay, this is a human being, this is not a monster. By not returning him to his family or to his home country, they denied him a certain legitimacy. What's dangerous is that some people will see this as yet another martyrdom for him. And lastly, the burial at sea. Well, it adds a sense of mystery, but it removes the ability to have a concrete symbol to focus on, as this is the one who died to strike at the United States, or died for striking at the United States, however you want to look at it. And it wasn't a suicide attack, I know. Well, not for bin Laden. But at this point we're dealing with human emotions, and here we get to the meat of this video. Essentially, the way they're handling bin Laden is not to change anything. It's pretty much impossible to change anything with the death, especially in circumstances like this. What it is to diffuse the possibility of future change. They talked about not wanting his grave to be used as a symbol for jihadists. That is jihadists in the lesser sense. And what that means is it's not just his grave. They don't want anything about him to be a physical representation of something that emotions can coalesce around. They want to try and diffuse this, and so minimize the possible future associations with this person that can happen from anything they have under their control. Admittedly, someone could build a shrine, somebody could wave around pictures of him, whatever. That might work. I doubt it. Usually, even if you're forming some kind of forgery, you have to be willing to say, this was a part of the person we want to represent. This is why saints' relics so many forgeries were possible. Yet, basically it's the mechanism that the forgeries of the saints' relics in the Middle Ages work. This is a piece of the one true cross, this is a finger bone of St. Paul, whatever, yada, yada, yada. So, really expect to hear about someone supposedly recovering his, part of his body at sea, or a piece of his turban or something wandering around as some kind of symbol, or his AK-47 if someone can get it, or pretend they have it, or claim they have it. But I think the strongest symbol that's going to be left is the date. The next several years, expect heightened security at the very least, but it is the anniversary of his death that people will expect things to happen. Either that or the announcement of it, or of his burial, or maybe the first time he wiped his ass. Who knows? People will build symbols around the strangest things. I guess the point of this is that the more things change, the more they stay the same. What you have to look for is how people tie what happened before to emotions they're feeling now in order to justify what they're going to do in the future, no matter how insane that thing may be. That's the interesting part of it, and the part that worries me, but I can only worry about so much. Thank you for your time and attention.